All right. As I spit on my monitor. All right. So let's do this. So before, on the last stream, I was working out these icicles, and the high poly's done, the low poly's done, and we're ready to start texturing. So this is how the high poly turned out. So I added these little icicle guys down here. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, so everything's kind of good to go. And then this is the low poly. So that is basically Decimation Master. And then automatic UV unwrap. And yeah, so that's how that's coming along. And then the scene's still looking the same, haven't updated anything, so we're ready to start texturing. So it should be good. Let me hop over to Substance Painter. So actually, let me show you the Maya scene real quick to kind of show you the process of getting it into Substance Painter. So this is from ZBrush, the decimation stuff. I edited the UV unwrap that ZBrush generated. And then I decided to basically put all the small ones onto one card. And then the big one is just gonna be its own separate thing. And then the only other thing that I did was make sure that both of these guys are on separate material sets, just so Substance Painter reads it properly. So I went ahead and already exported those guys and brought them into Substance Painter. Cool. So yeah, we're just gonna do a bake, so bake mesh map, and let's do a test bake at 512, and then we can bake. Let's see. Let me grab my, there it is, ice high poly. So that's loaded up, ready to go. The distance I'm not gonna adjust just yet, but the first thing I'm gonna do is just see if the normal looks good. I'll do bake select textures. And that is looking pretty good for a 512. It's pretty low resolution, especially because there's so many things on this card. This one's looking pretty good. Let me check. These guys are probably the ones I'm most worried about, if they hold up even at a 2K texture. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Turn up my music a little bit. Let's see. All right, and then yeah, let's do it again. Bake. It looks like the distance size is okay, so I'm gonna leave it as that right now. I'm gonna do a 2K, and then I'm gonna do AA. I usually do subsampling 4. Just for a little bit of anti-aliasing. Then we'll bake that guy out. Everything should be good. Let me see if this is coming out kind of weird. Yeah, we're getting some artifacting here on this one, which is to be expected. I think I'm gonna try to fix that in post, like in Photoshop, without actually having to worry about getting a perfect bake out of it. Some people do baking in Marmoset just because you can actually adjust the closeness of your assets, the bounding box rather. It usually gives a little bit better bakes, but for this, I'm okay with that quality. That's looking perfect. Check down here. That's looking good too. So yeah, I think that's good. A 2K is good for me. Let me check to make sure my document resolution is 4K. It's under, where is it under? Document resolution. There it is, yeah. So my document size is under 2K, is 2. So that's good. And yeah. So I started experimenting, like, because this, you know, this scene, it already has, you know, it already is textured. So I started experimenting a little bit with the texture. So I went ahead and saved that out. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and load that Smart Material up inside of Substance and kind of see if that works out. So Smart Materials, I think I just needed ice. Yeah, so ice, and then I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna texture the small ones as well. I'm gonna go through each bit to make sure that you know, I have more control over it. So that's kind of how it's looking so far. Oh, the other thing I'm gonna do, obviously, I didn't even bake the other maps. I'm being silly. I'm like, why is that not looking correct? Same thing, so I'm just gonna enable all the other ones and hit bake. Then wait for a moment while I do his magic. I might want to try to do like a little bit of snow and shimmer. I have some reference up. Because I liked how this looked with the little specks and stuff, the little shimmeriness, and I don't quite have that just yet. Mine looks a little bit more matte. Yeah, the close up, they all have this kind of like graininess to it. So I definitely want to incorporate that. Colors are cool. I really like this one. It's just like that combination of like snow and ice. It's like almost like a hybrid. It's not full icy like this, and it's not full snow per se. Actually, it looks a little bit like this. Just clumps of just really hard snow. It's not really fluffy. Quite like that. So that's gonna take a sec to do its thing. Just sitting here watching it bake. else? What else? What else? Let's see how that goes. These little pits are kind of cool. I like how just like fluffy the snow looks. So I think I want to kind of add that because my snow right now is not fluffy. It is flat because it's just a texture. So it'd be cool if we could add some kind of like pillowiness to some of this. Maybe that would be like a different asset. Let's hop over back to Substance. It's still doing its thing. Change that up. A temporary texture. I think I ended up just grabbing the same thing from this and just slapping it on those icicles. Alright. That is done. And now it's looking a lot better. But first things first, I want to hide that one. So oops, hide that one there. And then I'm gonna edit the look of this one. So the first blue base, that works for me. And I think I did curvature. Let's see what we got in here. A little bit thinner. I don't mind a little bit more. And this would just kind of be my large curvature. And this is just how I built this. It's just, if you right click it and go to generator, you can look for curvature, and you can add that one there. And that basically looks at your baked out maps, and then it produces a curvature for you. I'm gonna delete that one though, and see. That's looking pretty good. Bring that back. Mask is looking good. And then this one's the dirt one. And that one's coming in pretty heavy. So let's kick that one back. And adjust the mask a little bit here and there. It's going a little bit better. So I'm going to name this one, I guess, large curvature. And then want too much grunge, just a little bit. Grunge scale could be pretty big. And don't need too much contrast. Actually, less contrast, the better for that one. It's looking pretty good. And this one's a hot mess. I think I might just come back to that one later. Just kind of make sure the rest are good. So that mask is looking pretty good. The whole process is just like layering up these materials, layering up these masks to kind of get something that looks interesting. Put back the curvature. I'm gonna put the curvature on top of the dirt and bring that down pretty substantially. It's looking pretty good. All right, what else do we have? A curvature small. So I named it before. Let's see. Let's hide the rest. This is a fill that's just grabbing. Okay, so it's just grabbing the actual baked out curvature. We can take a peek at how that looks. So it's a pretty fine detailed curvature. And then I ran the levels, is kind of squishing it a little bit too much for me. Actually, I think I might use a histogram instead. So filter, histogram scan. And this one, I like it because you can basically say, hey, I want it to be full contrast, and there's a slider to kind of push it in and out. And then a position slider just saying, hey, I want the darker areas to be included or the lighter areas to be included. I sometimes like it a little bit more than the actual levels adjustment. A little bit of white areas should be good. That looks perfect. And if I hop over to this and toggle that on, and toggle that on and off. Kind of have the look of that, maybe a little bit more. That's looking good. Then I have a dirt small here. Let's see what that's doing. So it's not really like a cavity thing that I would want. When I think of dirt small, I kind of want it to be a little bit more fine. That almost looks like, yeah, it looks almost like the same one. So I think I'm gonna delete that one and just add my own. So let's just put red on it for now, so we can see what we're doing. Then down here in Smart Mask, let's experiment a little bit. I want something, let me make this a little bigger. I want something to kind of fall into the cracks a little bit more. So let's just start grabbing stuff and seeing what works. That one's kind of falling into it a little bit. Dust Soft. I like that one. I'm gonna keep that one for now. It's not quite what I want for this just yet, but I will keep it for now. I might even do like a inversion of one of these curvature ones. I quite like how that one looks too. Trying this out. don't find anything that I really want. I might just grab, let's try it, add a fill and just literally just grab the AO. And then do a histogram scan on it. And then add a filter. Let's try this. Histogram scan. Contrast stuff. Let's see, out maybe in there. I almost want, it's looking better. I almost want to, let's duplicate that one. Let's see what else I have. Let's go to project. I almost want to just do an inverse of this curvature. So go to levels, invert. And then go to filter, Instagram scan, and then let's see if we can get. Just want some fine detail. That's what I'm talking about. Let me close my blinds. Yeah, that is looking better. That's just a really like fine detailed AO. You can open that up a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Invert the curvature, I like that. Don't want any of these colors or these other channels. I just want color. And we can make this something like a dark blue. Yeah, that's looking good. And you see, like, most of the time when I'm texturing stuff, I want to work in color, and then I can generate the other stuff. As long as my normal's good, I can kind of ignore it, and then I can just work kind of solely in color by pushing C. And I just kind of view my, I just view my color, because I think that channel really what makes assets kind of pop. You can do a lot with just color. So that is working for me, just a little bit more, yeah. Has a little bit more on top. And I might even do 8 levels on this one and make sure that it's coming in pretty strong, and then I have a little bit more flexibility with the opacity. I can dial that in. Cool. So that's looking pretty good. What do we got? I want to play with that before I mess with the kind of SSS, like faking the SSS in color. For now, I think I'm gonna check out these other ones that I thought were interesting. So this mask looks like, yeah, that looks like it's just an AO. Looks very just like the dirt one. This one I thought was cool. Honestly, this one looks like it would be good for like an SSO mask. It has that feel to it. What am I using for the SSO? It looks very similar, honestly. So I think I'm gonna, not SSO, SSS. The subsurface scattering. I think I'm going to use this one for the subsurface. So grab that eye clocker or eye color picker, and yeah, let's see how that looks. And probably will use a little thickness to it as well. There we go. And maybe I can. Contrast in it. Yeah. That way basically what you're trying to do is just kind of simulate the light a little bit. Like in my reference, there were some cool images of like, you know, the light kind of shining through and creating this like beautiful like blue-green kind of feel to it. And I might even yeah, I think I might just tone it down a bit. Yeah, I think that's good. It's looking pretty good. Don't need that other SSS. This texture detail one, I think that will be good. Basically what it is it's a mask I've been using of just like a little bit of noise. I've been using that to kind of break it up a little bit, but I think I'm gonna add that one last. And that's looking pretty good. What I think I'm gonna do next is do some really nice gradients for it, which I usually do in the beginning, but since I had the stack already set up for my previous experimentations, I think I'm going to try that out now. So if I'm not mistaken, I have one of these materials that have the gradient. I think it's this one actually, test mat, from me experimenting just a while ago. Does it have a, actually nope, it doesn't have one. Maybe this one, hand painted. It's just a material I created a while ago that I can steal from. Yeah, this top-down gradient. I think I might just recreate it though, just so you guys can see how I make it. So just new fill layer. I think what do I want to do a position, and then I'll run a gradient through that position. It just, you know, top-down gradient. I think you can, I'm just gonna rotate that. I think there's a way to actually make it like left and right, but for now I'm to get this right down the middle. So just cranking up contrast so I can see where the middle is, and then fading that out. Maybe even bringing that down a little bit, because it's a world space thing, so some of these smaller assets don't really receive it as much as this one. And then running a filter through that, and I'm gonna call gradient. And this basically looks at the black and white and creates a gradient from it similar to Photoshop. So I'm gonna use a full range. I usually put it to 2, and then I'm gonna grab a dark one and then grab a light one for now. One of these existing ones. And then I'm going to just kind of put that on top. And this, I'll probably end up moving this down the stack to maybe here. Maybe one up. And maybe I will do like a little bit different color since I'm just tinting it, so a little bit of color variation, maybe like some bluish kind of stuff happening. And then on the top I might do, let me take down this. On the top I might do like a yellowy kind of feel to it. Greenish. It's just all about experimentation. Figure out what works and what doesn't. That's looking pretty good to me. The only thing I don't like is that it's not really affecting these assets because they're not as tall. So I think I'm gonna make a mask and using this I guess it's, yeah, polygon fill tool. I'm going to fill the entire mesh, these two guys. So if you look at the mask, you'll see like, okay, I want that effect to happen on those. And then I will create a new one. So duplicate this guy and select the other ones. So add a black mask and then fill these guys, the opposite ones. And that way I can adjust the gradient for this and ensure that it's right where I want it to be for these smaller assets. So let's bring that down a smidge. It's kind of right in the middle of these guys. Maybe a little bit lower to include those. And that's something to think about. Like, I guess next time I could, if I wanted this gradient to be straight in the middle of all of them, I could position the assets, the assets actually on the same plane. So the middle of this, have the assets, basically raise everything up so that middle would be the same across the assets. And I'm gonna keep this like right here, and I'm gonna lower this contrast, and that way I can get a nice little gradient happening here. Let me lower that just a smidge. Good. And what are you doing over here? How did you become 0? 0. The name is SSS. Keep the texture details for last. And then this one is just a top light. So it's gonna add a little bit of dimensionality. You don't wanna overkill it because I don't know if these assets are gonna be positioned that way, and it will look weird if those assets are like, I guess, upside down. So, what's up, Meg? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so it'll look weird if the assets were basically turned around. Like basically baking in that lighting information. So I don't want to go crazy with it. A little bit of blue. Something like that works for me. Let's just toggle that on and off. Yeah, just little hints at some blue up in there. Give it a little bit of I guess depth. So it's looking pretty good. All right, the color is coming along. So I think it's a good time to start tackling the other channels. So roughness is metallic. Maybe do a little bit of height information here and there. We shall see. So everything's kind of named. What was this one? This one was my AO small, I guess. And yeah, so let's toggle, make sure everything is disabled. All the other channels are disabled for this, except for the last one. So roughness for this guy, definitely want it to be shiny. And it's not gonna look like 100% ice because there's so many other, I guess, properties that make ice look the way it does, and right now I'm just displaying it as like a shiny surface. A lot of that will come in the material, but I kind of want to fake it as much as possible using this, because it'll only make it look better once I get it into Unreal. So just make that shiny. I don't think I want to play with metallic, even though I'm baking it, because it's not really a metal surface. But I might just bake it a little bit and just give it a little bit of metallicness. And then that's cool. And then the other bit that I think will look cool is, let me pull up my reference. Is that, you know, the snow and the ice, this is a good one. I imagine like these darker areas being more icy, so they're a little bit more shiny. And then some of the iciness of this, I mean some of the snowiness, the white parts, will be a whole different roughness value. And I quite like I'm a little distracted. I quite like these striations in it. I think that looks cool. Yeah. Some of that stuff has those striations. It kind of grounds it a little bit. And I know at least the big ones, I'm gonna have them vertical. So I might add those striations. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. I had a material that I created a while ago. Actually, it's right here, Stylized Rock, that had those striations in it. So let me see how that was made. And we can kind of steal some stuff. Which is great, because like, if you made it before, you might as well reuse it. This is AO. Got AO, Edgeware, Dirt Ground, Variation. I see one thing here. Oh, Layers. Oh, what was that under? I think it was a gradient map, and then this was a grunge. So let's hide that. I can't quite remember what it was, how I made that. I almost want, let me see what this was. Grunge map 6, and then I think I probably just adjusted the scale of it to like squash it. And so let's replicate that, but this time, yeah, I think this time I'm gonna put it in a mask. What do I have polygon fill options? Where's my... just properties? Oh. Add a fill. And then I'm gonna do a grunge. I kind of want something that already has striations, like that one looks kind of cool. I'm gonna show that one, and then I'm going to I'm gonna do triplanar projection as soon as I find it. There's triplanar projection. Actually, maybe I just want planar projection. Just so it shoots from the side. And then rotate this guy 90 degrees. Yeah, that works. And that gives us a little bit of the striations kind of happening. And then, let's see. Scale and oops. And squish this one quite a bit. Yeah, it's gonna look good. That is gonna look good. Let's see, let me switch this on. Don't want to go lighter. I'm going to go just a smudge lighter. Maybe add a filter. And I'm feeling like a slope flare would work, just to break up the uniformity of it. Just a smudge. Quality can I go higher than 1? No. Like a 0.1? crank that down just yet. All that stuff I can disable. Let me make this like a light blue. And then we can bring it down to maybe definitely under the SSS. Maybe even under the position. Maybe even under here too. Yeah, now we're getting some striation a little bit. Subtle. It looks like it's kind of blowing out the top a little too much for me. Let's crank that down. Maybe even have this. What is blowing out the top a little bit? I think it might be the light. Maybe just thinner. It's looking a little too chunky. So like 0.05 for this. And maybe I will take a look at this guy, invert him, and then make this one a little darker. Subtle, but I think it helps. It helps ground it a little bit. And we can experiment with the height now. So putting it on this and see how that looks popped out. And then roughness as well, so make that. Let's go to the roughness channel. Put the metallic all the way down too. And then maybe the same thing for here, some roughness. No, I think that's fine. I think I want to just make sure that at least this one, it's only affecting certain bits. So filter, histogram. It's not too crazy. I may even put a fill and then just a grunge. That looks pretty cool actually. Should I might just use that one for my mask. I wanted to just break up the uniformity of it, but this one seems to already be doing that for me. And that probably looks better. See how sharp that one is? I think I might just keep this grunge. I don't need these anymore. Actually, we can probably bring that one up to break it up even more. We don't need this grunge. And for this one, we can adjust the position and the contrast. Just get a few marks here and there. All right. That's looking pretty good. A few of those striations in there. Cool. What do we got here? I think that one was just darkening it. Which is fine. The experimentation continues. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do position and then make that guy a little bit more prominent. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. It's subtle, but I really like how this is breaking up. We're getting there. I think what I just need is maybe for the color to reflect this one a little bit. So just inverting this again. Levels. Invert. And then make this one bright. And adding maybe a grunge on top of this. So I really like in this reference where like some bits of these striations are like white and lighter, but it's not everywhere. It almost looks like it's kind of based off of like the edges of the model. So what I could do to kind of simulate that is to add a fill and then do maybe a curvature. And this guy should probably be on multiply. And let's bring that up. Basically, I'm saying, hey, just add those striations, the white striations on the edges, and nowhere else. But I think what I want. It's coming in a little too sharp for me. There we go. Yeah. Oops. How come it's... Crank that down. I think... No, that's exactly... That should be where it wants to be. I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna add one of these smart materials and maybe add something that just shows it on the edge. Maybe like one of these. Don't need that. That's the one I want. this one to multiply. Yeah, that one's way better. Yeah, that's way better. That works. Little subtleties. It's looking pretty good. I think just my edge where maybe is coming in a little too hot, or maybe is that my position? Make this light. Let's adjust that one a little bit. Working for me. I think the SSS wants to be on top. Go through. That one's coming in too hot. Adjust that a little bit. A little bit of blur. Just a smudge. All right. Let me group the striations. I think they're. I almost want to just mask off the striations altogether. Gonna start hiding stuff and then kind of scrub through it again. I was wondering, like, I had that on the whole time. That was throwing me off a bit. Yeah, there we go. This thing was enabled. It was making everything look a little too blown out. And I did not notice. That's why it's sometimes good to kind of just go back through, scrub through your layers one by one, see what is affecting what. Because sometimes, yeah, you just have so many layers and you don't know what's actually happening here. That's looking better now. I thought it was the light, but I was like, the light is actually fine. Maybe coming in a little too saturated. I like this kind of like different color on like the different planes. that's coming from the light. I think that makes it look pretty cool. Alright. And then we can crank up the curvature a little bit. What is this one doing? Oh, that's this guy. Layers. No little striations. Probably actually save this, properly save this onto somewhere. It was doing autosave, but let me save this work real quick. Just call this ice. Getting there. It's looking pretty icy. Let's kind of analyze what else could we do, because I definitely want to adjust the roughness. Yeah, let's do that. Where it's lighter. So I might even tuck down some of this height information. A smudge. Cool. And then yeah, go to the, let me hide that for now. And then go to these guys. So here, definitely want this to be really rough. And no metallic. And maybe even go back to the base. Just this. This curvature, I want this to be really rough as well. That makes me want this to be brighter. Across the surface. Cool. That's good. All right, so that roughness is working for me. What else do I want to do? Let's bring back the layers. Maybe do the same thing with this, where I think I'm already doing that. Now hop over to my roughness channel. Yeah, that works. Don't want to go too crazy with it. I I definitely want it to be a little bit more rough. Bum, bum, bum. That's cool. All right, what else? What else? I think I'm gonna adjust the color of it, like overall color. Make it a little bit less green, a little bit more blue. And then we can start doing some of the fine details, such as the little sparkles that I was talking about, where it's, you know, it's kind of speckled and kind of rough in certain areas. And maybe push the light a little bit, the fake lighting, because right now it doesn't have a strong direction to it. So maybe the base, and just make this like just more blue. Maybe change up some of this. That's just as can be greenish. I'm fine with that. Probably be a little bit more. Let's do a light as another light, but let's flip this around and shine it from the bottom of the mesh. And let's make this, just so we can see what we're doing, let's make this red. Actually, we have a mask, so we can just toggle to the mask. Flip that bad boy around. So it shines on the bottom. Crank down the glossiness. Light attenuation could be, that's fine. The level could be lower. Glossiness could be lower. And maybe adjust. Actually, no, that's fine. Just straight up from the bottom. And then glossiness could be lower. Let's take a peek. How that's playing with everything else. Maybe this one is way more blue. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I think that solidified it a little bit. Yeah, because it was kind of busy. Now it has like a, I guess, a more concrete form. Yeah. Before it was just kind of noisy, no rhyme or reason. But this one, it gives it purpose. And I might do like a color dodge maybe. So I don't want, yeah, that looks more glowy. I don't want to destroy what's underneath it by just doing a normal layer. A little color dodge would be good. So this is good. It has the glowiness to it. What if I duplicated it? We're getting too crazy with it now. We're getting too crazy. That works for me. Quite like how that's looking. And it should look even better once I actually add it to the engine with good lighting and all that other fun stuff. Let's check our reference. I think we're gonna do the speckles next. I think the form is kind of coming together. I might do this a little bit more blue. No, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just all these guys are very blue, but I mean that looks kind of yellowish. I mean not yellowish, greenish. This one looks more like snow than ice. What else do we have? I suppose what I could do, yeah, let's do the speckles. And then I think that might be it, at least for now. I'll test it in the engine off camera and then show you guys in the next stream. But for now, I think we're ready for the icing. All right, save this real quick. So, what do I want to do? Definitely want to do a fill layer. Just make this right for now. Black mask. I want something speckly, and I might find it not so much in the smart mask, but more so in just grunge maps that Substance has. I wonder if they have something just called dots. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's tiling way too much. And I don't even notice what that one's doing. Maybe spots. Yeah, grunge. One of those should work. Yeah, little speckles. Balance up. Bring this down. And these are going to be, for the most part, just a little bit of a tiny bit of color. Like, yeah, you barely even see that. But mostly it's going to be roughness. And making sure that when you get it at an angle, you can kind of see little speckles. Let me get up here. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. And get little speckles on it. So that's good. I might do a little bit more. Oh, there's a spacing slider. No, that's for my brush. I want to do more of these, like closer together. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to duplicate this guy. Is there a way to duplicate this? I don't think so. Control D, Control C, Control V? No. Yeah, let's just add another filter, I guess. Not a filter, a fill. Same bit. I might try, let's try one of those. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work for me. I'm gonna do the same one, just spots. I'm gonna use similar settings, so about 11. And then I might just shimmy this one over a little bit. So put this to screen. Yeah, now we have more dots. Give me more dots, please. I want more dots. And then the last thing I'm gonna do for this is maybe add a filter, a little blur, slope blur, wherever you are. And hopefully I don't kill everything, all these dots. And it might just kill it because they're so small. But I wanted just a little bit of, yeah, then I'm probably gonna kill it. Want a little bit of variation. This stuff you probably won't see unless you're actually close to it, but I like to think it matters. Really, I want to. What do I want to do? I think that's good. Maybe just like one more curvature layer. It might be overkill, but let's try it. Just one of these edge scratches. It gives me a little bit of noise too, which is good. Oops. I want to go to color. Yeah, I like that little noise that it adds. I quite like that, so I think I'm gonna keep it. I don't know, what else? What else do I want? Yeah, I think I'm good for now. Maybe this is coming in a little too hot. Or maybe I want just to put the light stuff on top of it. Yeah. Yeah. Make sure that's sealing everything in with the light. And then I may, for this one, if it works out, I might give it a little height. Too much height. Smudge height. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, I don't think I like it. Let's see if a little height on these guys will look good without making everything look speckly. Maybe inward. I don't mind it. I think it's just kind of going over the mesh like too evenly. Where is my... I had like a texture thing somewhere. Let me go to my Smart Materials, grab this one again, and grab texture details that I created for it, and then we can kind of take a peek at what's happening. And this should give us a little bit. I don't necessarily want the color, For the roughness, I want a little bit of height. A little bit of high frequency detail. A smudge. Saying, hey, that this is... This has a little roughness to it. I like it. I think it just needs to match a little bit more with I guess the snowy, icy white areas a little bit closer. So let's find out where that is. I think that's my main one. So let's just put a... Let's copy... Can I copy this mask? Yeah. Let's show that one again. I like the speckliness, but I'm going to mask off, paste into mask. I'm gonna mask off, yeah, those areas. And that way the speckliness only shows up on the edges there. Divide. I think I'm gonna just duplicate, I'll call this height speckle, I guess. I'm gonna call this where's my just actual, are you there? Yeah, this one's, come on, just speckle. I want to duplicate this AO small and just put that on top, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that done. There's your ice. I'm gonna go back into Photoshop and adjust these guys because the baking was all funky. And maybe even do another bake for it at a smaller distance. But everything else seems to be good. Quite like how that's reading. I'm liking that, I'm liking that. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot I have another one hidden in the back. But that's gonna be easy. I just have to create a whatchamacallit, smart material. And I have another ice there. So I gave it a 1 and then hop over here. So that's the old ice. It's looking very green. And this is the new ice. Oh, that looks sweet. I'm loving how that looks. Yeah. Yep. That's looking pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. It has those shapes. It has the lighting. Yeah. I'll probably work on getting these into Unreal and then maybe show off how I did that. Figuring out the materials, finalizing the material in Unreal, because that is coming together, a long time coming. So that's the material so far. It's coming together. New bit should look pretty good. Yeah, that should look good once I get it in there. So yeah, there's your ice. I'll test in the engine and see how it looks. So yeah. I'm gonna sign off now. Bye.